The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to respond to a bail request filed by suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, who is being held by the Anti-Narcotics Agency over his alleged involvement in a 25 kg cocaine deal. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the price of crude oil rose above $100 per barrel on Thursday for the first time since 2014 after Russia launched military attacks on Ukraine. Brent crude was up at $102.48 a barrel, the highest since September 2014. US West Texas Intermediate crude futures rose to $4.85 or 5.3% to $96.95 a barrel, after rising to as much as $97.40, the highest since August 2014. The development came after the Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered a special military operation in Ukraine's Donbas region. Russia is the world's second largest oil producer, mostly selling its crude to European refineries, and the largest supplier of natural gas to Europe, providing about 35% of the latter's supply. At number 9, the Federal Executive Council has approved 56.3 billion naira for the completion of the ABAJI-KOTON KARFE section of the Abuja-Lokoja highway. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, disclosed this to State House correspondents at the end of the Federal Executive Council meeting, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday in Abuja. Fashola said the approval was for the re-award of contract for the 49-kilometer section of the road due to non-performance by the former contractor. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya FAROUK, also told correspondents that the council approved over 2 billion naira for the purchase of cattle to boost animal production in Taraba State. At number 8, European football governing body, UEFA, has decided to move this year's Champions League final originally scheduled to hold in St. Petersburg. The Associated Press reports that UEFA Executive Committee will be holding an extraordinary meeting on Friday to discuss the geopolitical crisis along with fixture out of Russia. UEFA, in a statement, said, following the evolution of the situation between Russia and Ukraine in the last 24 hours, the UEFA president has decided to call an extraordinary meeting of the Executive Committee in order to evaluate the situation and take all necessary decisions. At number 7, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has reduced to 5 years the sentence of former House of Representatives member FAROUK LAWAN. A High Court of the Federal Capital Territory had on June 22, 2021, convicted LAWAN on a 3-count charge of soliciting bribe, agreeing to accept bribe, and actually accepting $500,000 bribe from millionaire businessman Femi Otedola. Justice Angela Otaluka had sentenced LAWAN to 7 years on count 1, 7 years on count 2, and 5 years on count 3. But in a unanimous judgment on Thursday, a 3-member panel of the Court of Appeal, led by the court's president, Justice Monica Dongpan-Mensem, quashed LAWAN's conviction on counts 1 and 2. His sentence was reduced to 5 years. At number 6, the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has withdrawn the cybercrime charge brought against a former governor of Imo State, IKEDI OHAKIM, before a federal high court in Abuja. The case was withdrawn on Thursday after a lawyer representing the AGF, Sani Bagudu, applied to withdraw the case. Upon a petition by the ex-governor's associate, Chinyere Amuchenwa, the Inspector General of Police had filed the charge against OHAKIM and one of his aides, Chinedu Opaleke, accusing them of threatening to expose Amuchenwa's nude photos through the internet, among others. When the case was called on Thursday, Bagudu said the AGF wanted to study the file and decide what appropriate steps should be taken. At number 5, Denmark's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced the shutdown of the country's embassy in Kiev over concerns of insecurity amid hostilities in Ukraine. In a statement on Thursday, the ministry said the embassy in Kyiv is temporarily closed for security reasons. There are reports of explosions and rocket attacks in northern, eastern, and southern Ukraine. The airspace is closed. Russian President Vladimir Putin had on Thursday morning declared a special military operation against Ukraine. At number 4, Nigeria's senior women national team, the Super Falcons, were allegedly harassed by officers of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control on Thursday. It was gathered that the Super Falcons were returning to the country after defeating Ivory Coast in an African Women's Cup of Nations qualifier in Abidjan. The incident, which occurred in the early hours of Thursday at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, reportedly left many of the players in tears. Reports say the NCDC officials refused to allow the team into the country until the verification of their COVID-19 tests were conducted. The players were said to have been tested in Abidjan before taking off from Ivory Coast, with all the test results returning negative. In a now viral video, some of the players who were bemused as to why the NCDC officials chose to keep them at the airport for so long burst into tears, with reports claiming that a few of them fainted. The Nigeria Football Federation is yet to comment on the incident. At number 3, the House of Representatives has demanded an immediate evacuation of Nigerians in Ukraine following the invasion of the country by Russian forces. The call was made at plenary on Thursday, after which the lower chamber of the National Assembly mandated the Leader of the House, Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa, the Chairman House Committee on Foreign Affairs, Buba Yakub, to liaise with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the issue. The motion for the evacuation was moved by Ahmed Muniru. Presenting the motion, the lawmaker said the lives of Nigerians are at risk as the war might escalate in the coming days. Therefore, there is need for Nigeria to evacuate its citizens from the country. The House of Representatives' reaction also came at a time Nigerian students in Ukraine called for help. At number 2, President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived in Lafia, Nasarawa State, on a 2-day official visit. The president arrived at the Nasarawa State Airport in Lafia at about 10 a.m. Those who received Buhari were the governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, the governors of Kogi and Kebbi States, Yaya Bello and Atiku Bagudu respectively, as well as the deputy governor of Benue State, among others. During the visit, the president will commission the new Central Bank of Nigeria building and a mini power transmission station. Finally, at number 1, the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to respond to a bail request filed by suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, who is being held by the Anti-Narcotics Agency over his alleged involvement in a 25 kg cocaine deal. The former head of the IGP Intelligence Response Team had constituted a lawsuit to regain his freedom after he was handed over to the NDLEA by the police in Abuja concerning the pending allegations of drug dealing. NDLEA's lawyer, Mike Kassa, at the hearing on Thursday, informed the Judge Justice Inyang Ekwo that the agency had not been served with Kyari's pending application for bail. Subsequently, Ekwo ordered lawyers to parties in the suit to put their house in order and adjourn the suit until February 28th for the hearing of the bail application. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.